3,
All right.
action.
All right, children, are you ready for story time?
Yeah.
Yes. All right, so you have to be very, very quiet when we're reading the story. And you have to click on your listening ear, say click, click.
Click, click.
All right, so if you're quiet, you're going to get a reward. And you're all going to get a high five at the end, okay?
Okay.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to read Australian Adventure. Can you say it?
Australian Adventure.
Okay, so Jack Jones was looking deep into the eyes of a saltwater crocodile. Say crocodile.
Crocodile.
He could feel a muzzle buzzing around and biting his bare leg, but he didn't dare take his gaze off of the croc. It was huge. In Jack's mind, it must have been 20 feet long, and it looked Burko. Jack gulped. Uh-oh! Suddenly, the crocodile rushed forward, using his strong, scaly legs to move quickly by the riverbank and toward Jack. It opened its mouth, and inside Jack could see rows of long, sharp teeth. Jack screamed and tried to scramble away, but he was no match for the most dangerous animal in Australia. The croc's jaws were open wide, and they were closing in on Jack's leg when, say snap!
Snap.
Jack woke up in his bed, covered in sweat and panting heavily. Phew, a dream. Jack was so relieved he fell back onto his pillow, laughing. Jack was safe and sound in his home in Canberra, the capital of Australia. Ripper. You have to be quiet. He settled back down in his bed and fell back asleep. When Jack woke in the morning, can we see the crocodile?
Yeah.
Can you see the crocodile?
Yeah.
Okay. When Jack woke in the morning, sunlight was streaming in through the windows of his bedroom. He felt the heat in his room and already knew that the day was going to be a scorcher. He got dressed and headed downstairs where his mom was in the kitchen. Hands to ourselves. Crisscross applesauce, John.
Kick the apple.
Good job. G-Day, Jack, his mother said. Mom, he cried. Say, Mom.
Mom.
Last night I was almost eaten by a crocodile. It was crazy. Jack's mother laughed and shook her head. No, I'm serious, Jack said. Fair dinkum. He thought about it for a bit. Well, I mean, he started. It was part of a dream, but I thought it was real. His mother shook her head again. You've got to stop watching the telly before bedtime. We may live in Australia, which has over 250,000 species of animal life, but I don't think you will be meeting a croc anytime soon unless you go looking for it. Jack decided he would definitely not go looking for a crocodile, and instead sat down to eat his Berkey. What are we doing today, Mom? He asked through bites of scrambled eggs. Well, she responded, since it's so hot today, I thought I would take you and your mate Jessie to the beach. How does that sound? That sounds ace, Jack said happily. Can we leave soon? His mother nodded. Just as soon as I hang this piece of art on the wall. Isn't it a beaut? Jack looked closely at it. It looked like a painted lizard, but instead of long paintbrush strokes, the picture was colored with dots of different colors. Wow, that's cool, Mom, he exclaimed. Why is it painted with just dots? It's an example of an Aboriginal artwork, his mother explained proudly. The Aborigines are the original inhabitants of Australia. That means they have been there for thousands and thousands of years. They have their own culture that has survived over time, but they are still part of our society. You might know one of their special inventions, the boomerang. Jack nodded. I love boomerangs, he said. I'll make sure to bring one to the beach. Let's go. When Jack and Jessie were at the beach, they loved to play their favorite game, Animals in the Outback. They pretended to be the different animals that live in Australia, and many of those animals can't be found anywhere else in the world. Jack liked to be a koala with its gray fur, big furry ears, and big black nose. You always have koalas on eucalyptus trees, and those trees will survive anything, even drought and bushfires. He thought that was pretty tough. Jessie liked to switch up her animals. Some days she was a kangaroo. Do you know what a kangaroo is?
A kangaroo.
What does a kangaroo do? They
They hop.
Good. They what?
They hop and jump.
Good job. Hopping around on her strong legs with the Joey in her pouch. Other days she liked to fly around like one of the many colorful birds that lived in Australia. On most occasions though, she liked to be a platypus after she saw Perry the platypus on an episode of Phineas and Ferb. With its webbed feet, duck bill, and beaver tail, it was one cool feature. Look at the koala bear.
Wow!
Wow!
Look at the kangaroo.
Can you see it? Good. Let's sit down.
Sit
Let's sit in
down.
our seats.
Koala.
Good. Let's sit in our seats.
Cool.
Sit down. Go sit down. Good job. Go sit down. So after Jack and Jessie played for a while, they sat under an umbrella to eat their snack. It was very hot outside and they didn't want to get a sunburn. Jack's mom had made fairy bread, which was Jack's favorite. It was bread with butter and sprinkles. Usually Jack only had it at birthday parties, but today his mom made an exception. He munched happily away on the sweet snack. Is everybody crisscross applesauce?
Yeah.
Crisscross applesauce. Sit down. Good job. Okay. Can you believe what's out there? Jessie asked Jack through bites of her own fairy bread. She was looking out toward the ocean. What do you mean? Asked Jack. The Great Barrier Reef, Jessie replied, is the biggest coral reef in the world. My dad was telling me about it. It's got all sorts of cool animals and plants underwater. They're all different colors too, he said. So when you go diving or snorkeling, it's like being surrounded by a rainbow. Say a rainbow.
A rainbow.
Wow, Jack was impressed. He pointed to the ocean in front of them. Is it right there? Fair dictum. It's several clicks to the north of Australia, Jessie said. But yes, isn't it crazy to think that something like that is basically in our own backyard? Jack nodded his head. Yeah, he said. Australia is one pretty cool place. I think Australia has a little bit of everything, Jessie said. What do you think? Oh, I agree, said Jack, closing his eyes and soaking up the warm summer sun. When you say everything, you mean everything? Did I ever tell you my dream about the saltwater crocodile? The end.